Good morning. Happy New Year. Yeah, bring it on. Thanks for the comeback on that. Welcome to the Salt Lake Center for Spiritual Living in this brand new year, 2023. I'm so glad you joined us on a very snowy day. I can't believe we have the turnout we do. It's wonderful to see you. We have an exciting month ahead of us, and as you'll hear probably several times today, this is our last day in this facility where we celebrate and give thanks for what it has done for us, and we look forward to being in our new place starting next Sunday. Anyway, welcome. All those tuning in on the live stream, I guess you could say, no offense out there to this audience, but on the live stream, folks, they're probably the smart ones tuning in this morning. We're going to sing this wonderful song together, a very silly, upbeat song to open the service today. So please join us. Be as good as you are. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Go ahead and shine as bright as a star. Go ahead and fly higher than a rainbow in the sky. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Na 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 na. Maybe you're a painter, a lion tamer. Maybe you're a doctor or a nurse. Maybe you fight fires or walk high wires or build big castles like Hearst. Do you pilot a plane, engineer a log train? Are you a captain of a great big boat? Do you write hit songs for the world to sing along? Are you a farmer raising pigs and goats? Whatever you decide to do, it's special 'cause it's you. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Go ahead and shine as bright as a star. Go ahead and fly higher than a rainbow in the sky. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Na 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 na. There are gonna be times when you're trying to shine and somebody says, "Who, you?" Keep a smile in your heart, just remember who you are. Let your light keep shining through you. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Go ahead and shine bright as a star. Go ahead and fly higher than a rainbow in the sky. Go ahead and be as good as you are. Na 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 na.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Hello. Happy first day of 2023. Happy New Year. And we are so glad that you made it out this morning. As Rick said, whether you're joining us here in person or whether you're at home in the comfort of your own pajamas in your sofa, and on a snowy morning like today, that's a perfectly reasonable option. But either way, we are so glad that you have chosen to spend this morning with us. If you are joining us from home, please take a moment and type into the comments field where you are. We'd love to know where you're joining us from. My name is Rob Ekman, and I am your service host this morning. This center is a spiritual community where all are welcome. We welcome you whether you're here in person or at home. And we are a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy of daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among all religions. We honor all pathways by which people seek to know and connect with the divine. And we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. Our practitioner holding high watch this morning is Beryl Zeman. Farrell will be in prayer for us during our time together here, knowing the highest good is unfolding for each of us as we're here together today. And our prayer practitioner this morning up here on the platform is Teresa Martin. Wherever you are, I invite you to please join me in recommitting yourself to our spiritual purpose by saying our purpose statement with me. We are an open, welcoming community, celebrating our divinity, loving our humanity, and nurturing our journeys of spiritual discovery. Thank you. As usual, for all of the latest information about what's going on at our center, and there is a lot, you can check it out on our website, which is at www.spirituallyfree.org. Today, our message will be offered by our own Reverend Myrna Hirst, and our special music is Lezlee Monroe. Yay! Is there anyone here for the very first time? If you are and are willing and able to raise your hand so that we can acknowledge you, we would like to do that. Please raise your hand and so that we can say hello to you. Good morning and welcome. Thank you for braving the elements to join us here this morning. I know that something wonderful will happen for you this morning. And there is a newcomer packet in the lobby that has more information about us, as well as a copy of Science of Mind magazine, which is always full of great information, affirmations, and more stuff. Excuse me. Announcements. First of all, last night we had our Burning Bowl ceremony, and I understand there were nearly 100 people here. Dozens and dozens and dozens of us joining together to release the things from the past and to anticipate and affirm what's coming. So thank you all for your participation, for those who put that together for us. What an amazing night. As Rick said, this is our very last meeting in this space. Reverend Cindy will start next week with us in our new space up on 7th East and 45th South. Her wife, Bren, will also be here next week, and we will have a lunch after the service so that we can all get to know them and spend time with each other. So please plan on staying after next week to get to know them better. There are flyers on the table in the lobby with the address and a map to our new center, and also showing you where to park. We encourage you to get there early, especially on this first Sunday, on next Sunday, so that you can find your way through the parking lot, into the building, up the elevator, and into our new space in time for our 10:30 service. Today, after this service, we need your help. We are moving things from the upstairs, back here behind the stage, downstairs, so that we can move it all away, and we could sure use your help. If you aren't able to stay and help us today, there are sign-up sheets in the lobby, and there are opportunities in the next few days before our total move out, where you can also help. So please consider spending some time with us, helping us move to our new location. Yes, it's amazing. We've waited so long for this. It's going to be an amazing windows and mountains out yonder, and it's going to be fantastic. So Reverend Cindy is starting next week, as I said, and she is going to start the year off with a bang with a new 5-week online class starting on the 10th at 6 p.m. called the Life Visioning Process. Now, for those of you who don't know, visioning is one of the most important practices that Science of Mind, or Centers for Spiritual Living, brings into the world. Visioning was created by Michael Beckwith, who is the founder of the Agape Center. This is where Cindy trained, and this class is part of the Agape curriculum. Visioning is a process of asking the universe a question and then being receptive to the gentle process of refining that question into being. So the questions might come into your mind. Have you wondered what God's vision for you, for your life is? And what about your passion? And are you living your life's purpose? I was fortunate to be a member of our visioning Corps in 2020 when we were doing visioning for our center. And I remember very, very distinctly through the visioning process, imagining us in a bright, new place. And at that time, a labyrinth kept coming into my mind over and over and over. And then lo and behold, a labyrinth appeared in the parking lot. Sort of what visioning is all about, is helping bring what we want into being. And there are 5 visioning questions in the process, just so that you know, so that you have an idea of what this class is going to bring to you. The first question that we would ask is, what is Spirit's highest vision for whatever your question is? What is Spirit's highest vision? Then we ponder that. Then we ask, what is my role in this situation? And we ponder that. What must I release in order for the highest outcome of this situation to come about? What spiritual quality must I embrace for the highest outcome of this situation to come about? And finally, what else, if anything, would Spirit like to share with me about the situation? And through that sweet, meditative, quiet, contemplative time, all sorts of answers can arise, and that's what we look forward to. This will be a 5-week online class. It's going to be awesome and foundational because visioning is fundamental of everything Reverend Cindy does, and as she is our new leader, we will all be immersed in that quite a bit. So please sign up sheets and flyers on the table, so please consider joining us. Centers for Spiritual Living is holding its annual convention this year from February 20th to 23rd in 3 physical locations around the country, in Phoenix, in Dallas, and in Santa Rosa, California. Our center is raffling tickets for registration to the entire event. The raffle tickets will be $5. They will be available every Sunday in January. The value of these Vista is the name of the conference, of these tickets is $199. And it includes either, I believe, admittance to the convention if you can make it to one of those places, or it's online. And there are going to be dozens and dozens of talks and workshops, lectures, speakers, and music that you'll have access to. 90 days of access to the videos after the conference is over. So please consider that, and it's always amazing. I've been to several of them myself over the years, and it's a tremendous opportunity to commune with each other as well as put an edge on your own spiritual practice. Our band's album, Spiritually Free, is out in the world and available. You can get your copy either in CD form or as a thumb drive in the lobby, and downloads are also available online. Right, I think that's all the announcements. And am I missing anything? Okay. Then, this center was founded on and is grounded in prayer. This helps us deal with whatever comes our way and helps us create a positive experience regardless of our situations. We have professional prayer practitioners who are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and they're ready to pray for you and with you. You can connect with one of them here in person. You can recognize them by the purple stoles they have over their shoulders, or you can connect with them online by clicking on the link on our homepage and sending a prayer request. And know that our practitioners will hold you in prayer all week. Now, I'd like to invite you to settle in. Allow Teresa's reading and the centering music to take you to that sacred space within, and then Teresa will lead us in prayer.
Good morning. My piece today is called Rooted in Truth, and it's from our Science of Mind magazine, 2013. And it's by Ellen Castro, so it's adapted from Ellen Castro's piece. Slowly and methodically, spiritual growth happens when you are willing to question your beliefs and assumptions and are willing to change. Even if you are not willing to change, life will provide the proverbial reboot with a dreaded virus or other unexpected event. Life persists in keeping us moving forward on our path to self-discovery. We are always and forever deeply and dearly loved. We are inherently worthy. The same spirit that is in the divine is in us. We are never, ever abandoned. We are always embraced and secure in its love and protection, regardless of appearances. All is in divine order. All is revealed in the perfect time. We are God's masterpieces, fearfully and wonderfully made. We are the divine with infinite potential and possibility. Spirit is alive in us. We can't get it wrong. There is mercy and grace in every perceived mistake. There are infinite chances, possibilities, and miracles. Our state of life reflects our state of mind. We change our thoughts to change our beliefs and our world. Our highest and most radiant life is ours to create with faith and better choices. Every thought has energy. Every thought has power. And every thought creates our future. When we look and consider everything that is working in our life, we find much to be grateful for. So if we change our focus from what isn't working to what is, and you will change your life for the better. Every breath is a gift. Every sunset is a gift. Every day we get out of bed is another gift, and a snowy day is a gift. The beauty of Mother Nature is a gift, and knowing we are eternal and forever loved is a gift. Life is beautiful. Life is for us. Every reboot has a purpose. Grounded in beauty and truth that you are, may you be healed, blessed, and prospered. May you live radiantly, beautifully, healthfully, and joyfully by standing in this powerful truth. May you be healthy and loved. And so it is. beauty and love that resides within is always with us. It never departs from us. Sometimes it's clouded over. Sometimes we don't recognize it. But when we do, we know that we are grateful for life's turns, for the things that arrive in our lives. There is beauty in everything. And on this beautiful snowy day, with its difficulties and excess water, we are grateful for all that comes. I am grateful for each presence that's here, whether you're in person or listening. There is deep gratitude for life, for being here right now, for the changes taking place in this new year, for the coming of 2023, and for another opportunity of each day to be grateful, to be alive as we wake up, and give gratitude for another day that we see the daylight. We are surrounded by support from the divine, surrounded by presences that we know not of, but they are there, watching over us. There is kindness and loving presence in our friends. For all of the beauty of the day, the beauty of the new year, the beauty of this place that we have inhabited for the last 4 or 5 years, I am grateful. I am grateful for the music, the audio-visual, the beauty that has surrounded us, the participants, the volunteers, for everybody that has taken part, our practitioners, our ministers. And if I've forgotten anyone, just know that you are blessed for the services that you have given here. This is a powerful day, our last service here. So I give thanks that we have been truly blessed, and that we will be blessed further. So giving thanks, I let it be, as together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Teresa. Beautiful reading and beautiful prayer. In case there's any question, we will continue to live stream these services in our new place. If there's any question, we definitely will live stream this service from our new place. I wanted to acknowledge the absence of 2 of our band members. Delanne is home. She didn't feel like she could safely traverse in the snow to be here. My wife Shemaine is supporting one of our dear sister churches, Unity of Salt Lake. I'm providing some music there. So I'm really grateful to Lezlee for stepping up and singing these service songs and leading them. We're going to invite you to sing in just a moment. Lezlee traveled all the way down from up north. Layton, Clearfield? Clearfield. My goodness. Thank you for being here. So, As we celebrate and turn our focus this month to those foundational practices and principles of our teaching, the science of mind, this song always pops up, and it's so fun to sing. I invite you to sing this with us. It's called "There Is One Life." Fun song, huh? Thanks for singing along. It's my privilege to introduce our special music today. As Rob said, one of our own sharing her music today. She's been such an instrumental part, pun intended, of our band, and just critical to the spirit and quality of the music we share. And she's a phenomenal songwriter. She has probably hundreds of songs, and I hope we get to hear all of them throughout the year. But today she's sharing a couple of her own pieces. Let's give a warm welcome. A big round of applause. Lezlee Monroe.
Thank you. I talked to Myrna briefly about what she was going to talk about, see if I could find something that would fit in. And she talked about the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind book. And I remember that in class, and as I reflected over the different things that he wrote and that he said, Ernest Holmes, what I got from that was, I love bottom line things, and what I got from that is one of the big purposes of life is to love oneself in every situation. And I continually have those pop up where I get to choose to love myself. This is one of my meditation songs.
Darkness will not find you in the quiet of your house. The brightness will not blind you in the quiet of your house. Purpose has designed you in the quiet of your house. Labor will not bind you in the quiet of your house. It's not a question of existence. It's not a question of going the distance. The answer is your gentle insistence that breaks your resistance to love. Rainbows always chase you in the quiet of your house. Angels may embrace you in the quiet of your house. In the quiet of your house. The realization of your true foundation is found. The rooms go forever, but there is no room for doubt. In the quiet of your house, harmonies echo round you. In the quiet of your house, symphonies still surround you. In the quiet of your house, of your house, of your house.
Thank you, Lezlee. That was beautiful. Got such wonderful talent, and her lyrics always touch my heart. Thank you very much. It's my great honor to introduce our speaker today, and I think that Reverend Myrna is the right person to close the door on this chapter of our center's experience as we usher in the future. Reverend Myrna has been a part of our center since 1998. She got her practitioner's license and went on to get her ordained minister license. She founded the Layton Center for Spiritual Living before returning to us here, where she speaks, teaches classes, and is our visioning coordinator. Will you please join me in welcoming our very own Reverend Myrna Hirst.
Thank you, Madonna. We've got some awful nice people here, you know that? Not many of them in the room today, and I can understand why. So thank you all for braving the weather to get here. And isn't it beautiful outside? Now that we're here. You know? It'll be even more beautiful this afternoon when I'm home, looking out the window and with a pot of soup on the stove. That's why I love winter. That's not going to happen for a while, though. So here we are. And it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. And yes, we are talking about the basics of science of mind today. But let's start with this little thing, because this is a good day to be grateful, isn't it? For this organization that we call a church, for just all of the things that are here. This building that we've used and has served us so well, especially during the pandemic. Today reminds me a little of what was happening during the pandemic, because there aren't many people out there. And we couldn't be here. Remember that? And some of you remember it so well that you're still sitting at home in your jammies. Would that were me. And grateful for where we're going, because I've seen it and it's beautiful space, guys. You're going to love it there. I'm grateful for our leaders, all of the leaders that we've had since the beginning of this organization a long, long time ago in the 50s. I'm grateful for everyone who has been a minister here, because every time we get a new person, they bring their own special beingness to this organization, and we grow from it. I'm so grateful that Reverend Cindy is coming. I saw a thing on Facebook this morning from her saying, this is the last night I'm going to spend in California, and then I'm going to be gone. Breathe, Cindy, breathe. I'm so glad she's coming. It's great. And, you know, all of the things that have happened to us over the last however many years, some of them have felt pretty challenging. But I know one of the things that's happened, and this is where we're going with this talk today, is the basic principles of science of mind show us that everything has value. And the value from the challenges that we've suffered I don't even want to say suffered, the challenges we've experienced over the past 5 to 10 years, they've made us very strong. And in the process of he mentioned that we were visioning this new space a couple of years ago when we were doing the visioning stuff. That process has brought us to where we are. Because I can remember a year and a half ago, we really didn't know for sure where we were going or what we wanted. I knew a number of us, especially in leadership, who were saying, we don't need a new minister, we're doing just fine. And we were. And we were growing. And we were not ready for that. A year ago, we weren't ready for a new minister. Today, we are. And the reason why is because of these principles that we teach and live. It's a very, very good thing. So traditionally, at the beginning of every year, we do something that just says we're going to go back to the beginning and kind of relearn it. Remember, the Green Bay Packers, Victor, what was his name? Vincent Lombardi. At the beginning of the year, when they started practice at the beginning of the year, he would, on that first day, he would walk into the training with these people that are already very good football players. He'd hold up a ball and say, this is a football. And then he'd say, this is a field and this is the game we play. He started right back at the beginning. I had a similar experience because when I was still a working woman, I was teaching people to use their computers up at the university. And my lecture and my talk would start with, this is a keyboard and this is a mouse. And one time, honest to goodness, I had a lady pick up the mouse that she was trying to learn to use and point it at the screen like it was a... You know, we learn the way we learn. So we're talking about the first 4 chapters today in a way that I haven't talked about them for a while. If you're curious about them, the name of those 4 chapters are the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. You'll notice that he doesn't use the word God in there. It's not like he's introducing us to God. He calls that, in this, at least in this case, he does use a lot of words, but in this case he uses the word it to describe that feeling, that sense, that allness is the divine. Some of the words that he uses, and we use, and we've used some of them today: universal energy, mind, intelligence, creative process, spirit, it. You notice it doesn't, he doesn't make it about being a human. And I think that's a big difference between where we start and where I started when I was a little girl, calling that power Heavenly Father. Because when I called that Heavenly Father, then it turned into a male image. And that affected the way that I felt about God. I think that's probably true for many of us. John Lennon, in one of his songs, had a song that included the phrase as God is a concept. It's an interesting perspective, isn't it? So we start by talking about the thing itself, what it is. And what it is everything. Think about that. God is whatever you perceive it to be. No, that's not true. God is everything. And you decide what you want to call it. And if Heavenly Father works for you, if God works for you, fabulous. If God doesn't work for you, fabulous, because you're not making up what it is, but you're making up what your brain thinks about what it is. And whatever it is you choose is exactly the right thing to choose. Yeah. Ernest Holmes says that there is that within every individual which partakes of the nature of the universal wholeness, and insofar as it operates, is God. Every individual who partakes of the nature of universal wholeness, and insofar as it operates, is God. So whatever you choose it to be for you is that divine. That's good to know, because you can't be wrong, and you don't get to make other people wrong. Sorry, guys. No, I'm not. So that's the thing itself. The thing itself is what you believe it is for you that works for you. So if you love to meditate, cool. If meditation makes me crazy, cool. It doesn't matter, because what you're doing is building that sense of that oneness inside of your soul. And that's what gives you the strength to move on and be part of this greater world. So, that's God. Now, the way God works is really very interesting, because it works only in one way. It works through something else. Ernest Holmes says the universal life and energy finds an outlet in and through all that is energized. So God flows through everything that is energized. Hopefully we are energized. Some of you who are home in your jammies may not be quite yet, but you will be. Everything that is energized is a part of the divine. And if you talk with the Native Americans, they will tell you that everything is energized. Some things are just very slow at being energized. This universal life and energy finds an outlet in and through all that is energized and through everything that lives. There is one life back of everything that lives. There is one energy back of all that is energized. This energy is in everything. There is one spirit back of all expression. Now, if that doesn't give you an idea about how big God is, doesn't it? It works. For me, it works. All that is energized, all of humanity, all sentient beings, even those beautiful mountains out there and the snow that is falling is certainly energized right now. So are the people that are scooping it off the roads for us. Thank you, God. So, and the other thing that he says when it's in the part about the way it works is the more energy that you have, the more concentrated thinking about that, and the better your beliefs about that, the better it works. So people with a high sense of energy, and human beings fall into that category, it works really well for us. It works even better for animals because they don't have beliefs to get in the way. That's why we have cats and dogs for pets. I'm serious. Doesn't that make sense? Okay, so there you go. The Spirit can give us only what we can take. Wow. So it's not about God taking care of me. It's about me taking care of me so that I can use God. The Spirit can give us only what we can take. It partakes of itself only as we partake of its nature. It can tell us only what we can understand. So who's responsible for who you are and what you've got? Is that the good news or the bad news? It's both, actually. So what it does, that's the third chapter. What it does is what? It can give us only what we can take. It works through us according to our beliefs. And that's what gets in the way. And you know that because I think most of everybody here, we may have one or two new people, but most of you have heard this song before, haven't you? But this is a good reminder. This works in accordance to what you believe it's going to work. That's all back there in that place where you came up with God as a concept. If you think God is that mean old man in the Old Testament, the one that likes to kill bunches of people and throw everybody in the world out, if you believe that, then you don't feel like you live in a safe world. If you believe that God is like Jesus, and in ways Jesus was a wonderful example of how it works when it works well. Whatever you believe about God is what's going to show up for you. And the cool thing about that is you get to pay attention, and then you figure out what those beliefs are, because most of them are hidden. Most of them we don't know what they are most of the time. But if you know that you don't make a lot of money, or that you can't have wealth, guess what's going to happen? I know you've heard this before, but people who win the lottery, who win a lot of money, within a year, most of them, it's gone. Because if you have a strong belief that you can't have money, if money shows up, you'll throw it away. I can remember all of those years that I believed that. I might get money back at income tax time. I'd spend it on something. Because I believed very strongly that my bank balance had to be pretty negative much of the time. It's weird, but it's how I believed. Another one is, life's good enough. I've got an okay job. It pays the rent. I can go in and I've got friends there. I know I don't make much money, but it's a fun job. And I can get another job just like that one if I decide to move someplace, because it's easy to get a job like that. Guess why it's easy to get a job like that? Because they don't pay you enough. But if you believe that you need the safety of a job, and I think a lot of us did or do, if you need to have a safe place to be, then you're not going to step out and do anything that isn't safe because it's good enough. My life's fine the way it is. My life is wonderful the way it is. Which one do you want? Which one do you want? Reverend Donald Graves used to say all the time, the enemy of the best is often the good. Can there be more? Do you want more? Well, then okay. Here's my favorite quote from all of Ernest Holmes, and it's confusing, and I don't care. So pay attention. Hence, it follows that if we believe that it will not work, it really works by appearing to not work. When we believe that it cannot and will not, then, according to the principle, it does not. But when it does not, it still does, only it does according to our belief that it will not. Is anybody confused yet? I love that quote. Let me say it again. Hence it follows that if we believe that it will not work, it really works by appearing to not work. When we believe that it cannot and will not, then according to the principle, it does not. But when it does not, it still does, only it does according to our belief that it will not. I love that quote because it says everything, everything, everything that needs to be said. So that's what it does. If we say we can only experience a little good, then we shall experience but a little good. But if we say, with Emerson, Ralph Waldo, there is no great and no small to the soul that maketh all, then we may experience a greater good because we've conceived it. We can have and do and be anything we want, folks. And if you don't want to have much, that's okay too. Simplicity is a very good thing. Okay. Almost there. How to use it. How do you use this force? Well, I would say it's a good idea to use it consciously. I think it's a good idea to use it deliberately. We did that last night at the Burning Bowl, didn't we? Those of us who were here, or those of us who go other places for these things, once you set something into a consciousness and you say, this is how it's going to be, it's going to show up. If you pay attention, because what you learn along the way as you do this is you figure out what those hidden beliefs are and you can change them. So this is the basic principles of the science of mind philosophy, that you get to do whatever you want to do, call it God, because that's what it is for you, and no matter what you say, it's going to show up. So if you want it to be negative, you say in the morning, oh, it's going to be a lousy day. Did anybody say that this morning? Oh my God, look at the snow. Maybe I don't have to go to church. Ugh. Guess what kind of day you're going to have? A really lousy day. Yeah. And if you wake up in the morning and look out and say that snow and say, oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. That's beautiful. I'll bet the cat doesn't want to go outside. Well, he did, as it turns out, but, you know. Then it's going to be a gorgeous day. You decide that, and that's how we use this. Having faith is a good idea. Trusting yourself and other people is a good idea. But I think that faith and trust are words that have limited value. Because if I have faith, I may not have faith in myself. I think we need to go from faith to knowing that this is good, to knowing that you can have these things. Faith isn't enough for me. I think we can do more, and I think we should. I think it's good. Okay, homework. Always have homework, don't you? It's a good thing. In the last part of this, in the part about how to use it, Ernest Holmes says, right at the beginning, one of the great difficulties in this new order of thought is that we're likely to indulge in too much theory and too little practice. As a matter of fact, we only know as much as we can prove by actual demonstration. That which we cannot prove may or may not be true, but that which we can prove certainly must be and is the truth. So your homework, folks, prove it. Take what you learned last night at the Burning Bowl, take what you know about yourself and what you want for this coming year, and make it happen. Learn from this. These are the basic principles of this organization. We love them. How many of you have proved any of them? Most of you, yes. It's a good thing, and so it is. Let's pray together a little bit. I'm using a prayer that comes from a book called 365 Science of Mind, again by Ernest Holmes. The focus is on world peace. So go with me into this beautiful space. Take a deep breath. Feel that power, that presence, the consciousness, whatever you call it, as it fills your heart and your mind and this room and this life. We call upon that source. As we say, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. I know there is but one mind, which is the mind of God, in which all people live and move and have their being. I know there is a divine pattern for humanity, and within this pattern there is infinite harmony, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness. All peoples, all places. I know that the mind of humankind, being one with the mind of God, shall discover the way and the means best fitted to permit the flow of divine love between individuals and nations. Thus harmony, peace, cooperation, unity, mutual helpfulness are experienced by all. I know there will be a free interchange of ideas, of cultures, of spiritual concepts, of ethics, of educational systems and scientific discoveries, for all good belongs to us all. I know that because divine mind has created us, we are bound together in one infinite and perfect unity. I know that all people and all nations will remain individual and also unified for the common purpose of promoting peace, happiness, harmony, and prosperity. I know that deep within us, within each person, the divine pattern of perfect peace is already implanted. I now declare that in each person and in leaders of thought everywhere, this divine pattern moves into action and form, to the end that all nations and all people who live together in peace, harmony, and prosperity forever. I know this. I'm grateful for that knowing. And it is done. And so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I give. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We have another round of applause for Reverend Myrna for sharing some of our principles and practices of science of mind. Thank you. Beautiful way to start the year. Now it's my pleasure to lead us through the next portion of our service, which is all about abundance and sharing, giving and sharing of our good. Here in the Centers for Spiritual Living, conscious giving is one of our spiritual practices. And as we study these foundational principles at the beginning of every year, bear in mind that the law of circulation is like other laws in that it responds to us in the exact measure that we interact with it. So as we think about and as we ponder our own abundance, know that it is limitless and that we have access to everything that we could possibly ever imagine and more. And that the importance of sharing, of the reciprocal nature of abundance, is to share with that which feeds you and gives you spiritual nourishment. And so we invite you to share with our center today, which is supported by your generosity and love. Will you please join me in stating our giving affirmation? Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is. Bar ushers will please come forward. Thank you.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past has gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me.
Yes, it does. All right, we're going to hear some more from Lezlee Monroe, and she's letting the band play one of her songs. That's such a cool thing.
I begged them and they said, okay. No, just kidding. Okay, looking at the new year, I chose the song Let Love Show the Way because we do more optimally when we let love lead our choices, which brings me back to love of self and what I put out from the love of self. Let love show the way.
I used to sing that sad old song. I used to stay in bed so long till I pulled the curtain open where the light broke through. I could see it crystal clear that I can make new choices here, 'cause it's never ever too late to make a dream come true. I'm changing lanes, rolling through my fears and all the moving parts, because I've opened up my heart to let love show the way.
Thank you, band.
Lezlee Monroe. It's great. Listen to this line. Walking in a state of grace through the shadow and light, my life feels so alive. Now I'm living for the ride. That's an awesome lyric. And you're right, it fits in so well with what Myrna said. Yeah. Thank you, Myrna. Yeah. That was just so clear and funny and in our face and just a wonderful message. That's the fundamental piece of this Science of Mind philosophy. And it's great to go back to basics. I heard some things. I've been here almost 24 years, and I heard some things today that I forgot. So it was wonderful, a wonderful reminder, and thanks so much. I hope you have a blessed new year. Look forward to being in our new space. Of course, you can tune in. We'll still be doing live stream. Reverend Cindy Edelson will be here. What a bright new beginning. A wonderful way to look forward to all we have to gain and learn and celebrate. It's a beautiful space. I know you're going to love it. And yeah, we'll still have coffee and treats, so don't be afraid. Just come. This is great. All right, we're gonna sing ourselves out. This is a song we haven't done in a long time, but you'll know it, and it kind of emphasizes, put a big exclamation point on the message for this month: fundamental principles and practices of science of mind. I am as God created me. Let's stand and sing together. Have a blessed week, everybody. Happy New Year. Let's sing. In the light and love and the glory.